Hi, Dave.
No.
Yeah, I guess the big talking point of the selection is Bernard Foley. Can you just talk us through, sort of how that came about and what you see his role in the squad will be?
I just lost you for a second there, Mal, but you talk about Lungy.
No, Bernard Foley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, we spoke to Bernard last year around, interest to be a Wallaby again. He was serving out a suspension at the time back in Australia, wasn't really in a position to join us at that stage, and we've kept in contact since. And obviously with Quade's injury, his availability. We started having the conversation, basically after the first Argentinian test.
And is it sort of a like for like, so to speak, with O'Connor, or is O'Connor injured? What's the story there?
No, we left James out. So Bernard comes in. Obviously, we've still got Noah, and we've got Hodgie, who's played a bit of 10 for us in recent weeks.
So O'Connor, James was left out just purely for form reasons then, and I guess you wanted to bring Bernard in, so there just had to be someone, I guess, to part the squad in that position.
Look, we obviously James got a crack in the last test, and we thought his experience would be very important, and wanted him to drive the ship, allow us to implement our plan, and we're pretty clunky, to be honest, lack cohesion, so he's missed out on the selection.
Are you likely to bring? Is it enough time preparation wise for Bernard to play in the first test?
That's a challenge, isn't it? Hasn't played an enormous amount of rugby lately since the Japanese season finished. He's been training since we've been in contact with him. We've got a lot of our game plan stuff to him to get a bit of study done. He's been doing additional training, and he's in Sydney this week, and we've had our staff having a decent look at him. So we're conscious, like we were with Rory. We're going to make sure that he's ready to go, and we waited to the second test for Rory, and we'll make a call on Bernard once we've got him in camp on Sunday.
Just on that fly half position, was there the temptation to bring in guys like Ben Donaldson or Tane Emben, some of the sort of younger guys, and see what they could do in this environment?
Yeah, no, we've talked a lot about that, and we'll bring one young fella in outside of a selected group to spend a bit of time with us. We definitely need to accelerate the development of the young men coming through, and so that's the plan. So we'll let you know who that is on Sunday.
Hey, where does Noah sit in the pecking order of 10s? Obviously, he started with Quade in that first test against Argentina, and then he got injured, and Reece came on, and then the second test, James started there, and now you've brought in Bernard. So where does Noah actually sit, and is he comfortable in where he sits in that pecking order?
We're very tempted to start Noah in the second test, but we thought, we needed to find out where James was at, and so give him an opportunity to play at 10, and so you can see, I guess, based on selection, where we see Noah. So he's a strong chance to be involved next week. He's worked really hard on the little areas that he needed to make shifts beyond the England series, and as we've said, he's a good kid. He's played a lot of big rugby for a young man. Just about all his tests are against top 4 sides in the world, type of thing. So, and we definitely feel he's going to be an excellent international 10, you'll see him feature during this series.
Hi, Dave. Welcome home. Curious, there's been obviously a lot of different 10s over the last wee while, as there's been a lot of different 15s as well. You said that the attack was clunky, which it perhaps was. How much of the shuffling of positions and the guys in and out, even a Lalakai Feketi coming in at 12 and not playing alongside James, how much does all that kind of bear into it? Because it's been a lot of changes at 10.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And, when you look at it, a lot of those have been forced on us through injury. I mean, ideally, we'd like to get a consistent side out week in, week out, but I haven't been able to do that. We look at last weekend, while there were disappointments within that performance, guys like, I thought Lalakai and Rennie were very good, as was Bobby Valentini, and so like ideally we're getting a handful back this week, and hopefully we can get some consistency around selection over the next few weeks.
Dave,
presumably,
tens, Dave, you have thanks, mate. You have given chances to a couple of guys, and probably aside from Quaid in the 5 tests last year, no one has taken ownership of that. Are you a little bit frustrated by, the development and the progress at international level of the guys you've given an opportunity to?
Look, it's such a massive position for us, isn't it? And, obviously, Quaid's injury heading into the England series, and then the Achilles issue beyond that is I guess, given opportunities for Noah to play a little bit more. And even when we brought Quaid back in, we went in a 6-2 split, and that's where Hodgie's versatility comes in. So that was at the expense, his versatility at the expense of having, say, Noah on the bench in either of those tests. So look, there's certainly going to be opportunities over the next few weeks for someone to grab that position.
Dave, presumably you had a chat, or someone had a chat to James. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Was and what the message was to him about the future?
I won't give you all those details, but you'd imagine he's pretty devastated. He's desperate to be a Wallaby. He's going to ensure that he keeps himself in good nick, as we know, based on injuries this year. An opportunity could be around the corner. So, but we'll get together with him prior to the squad assembling, just to sit down and go through his game, give him clarity around the shifts we need to see if he gets another opportunity with us.
And do you kind of have any thought that he can do that he can be an option going forward, or at his kind of age and with the injuries that you've just mentioned there, and that he seems to have been battling for a while, that that's going to be a hard road back for him?
No, look, he's worked to get himself in really good shape. So the issue from the weekend wasn't physical. So look, he needs to convince us that he can implement the plan that we want. And it's difficult to do it when you're not in the squad. So should he get another opportunity with us, he needs to highlight that he's made some shifts.
Dave, you've kept Jock Campbell in the squad despite not getting a game the last couple of weeks. Where is he at, and how do you see that fullback role unfolding over the next couple of weeks?
Look, he's an excellent player, Jock, and that's been a great thing about having him in the camp. We've got to learn more intimately about him. Very, very good footballer, smart. A bit of a Conrad Smith type of player in the back three. Just a really good rugby brain and very efficient skill set, and so look, it's as we've talked about, we've used a few back there. I'd say Tom Wright's done a really good job for us at 15. He probably made a few errors last week that he's disappointed about, but we've got we're starting to create genuine depth there. We're confident Cals can play back there as well. You've seen Hodgie play there with Geordie, had about 2 minutes before getting himself knocked out in the second test against England. So, it wasn't that long ago. We had real question marks around the depth of that position, but we do have options. And, but I guess just like we talked about before, we really want someone to nail it and own it.
Do you plan on giving Geordie another genuine crack at 15? As you mentioned, he had that 2 minutes before getting knocked out against England, but since then he's come back via the wing. Are you planning on, or do you envision using him at 15, starting him there?
Oh, look, it's a definite possibility. The thing with Tom Wright, and when we brought Geordie back, we left him on the wing. Tom's communication is excellent, so his ability to organise people in front of him. And he's got a very good skill set, and he's very quick. And leg speed at 15 is a real asset for us. So so like obviously Geordie has a similar skill set. And we want to see him own that back area vocally and ability to boss others around and organise people in front of him. But he's made really good shifts in that area, and he's made big shifts around his work rate off the ball. So he's a genuine option.
Is there the concern that someone like a Noah might, particularly Noah, given his age, might severely be impacted with his confidence, given that he's been so in and out, and not even on benches at times, but outside the 23?
That's the thing with this at this level. You got to earn the right to play. He certainly trained very well, and we've made decisions of what we thought was best for the squad on the day. And as we talked about, Hodgie's versatility, his ability to cover 10, but also cover both wings and fullback. We see him less as a midfielder, even though he's played international footy there as well. So if you look at the last game, it gave us a chance to have a specialist 9 and specialist midfield cover, as well as Hodgie covering everywhere. So, we haven't lost confidence in Noah. And we're confident that the shifts we've asked them to make, we'll see in his next performance.
Dave, what's the latest with Hoops? Have you had much contact with him since you've come back?
Yep. Yeah, we've spoken a number of times. So, we're not in a position to really discuss that in detail, but and we've got no firm timeline as to when he'll return.
And can you give us an update with Kirtley? Like I realise this is a squad for the Springbok test, so I imagine that there might be a change or two, and obviously injuries could influence that as well.
Yeah, so Kirtley's been back a little while. He's been training, so he's over the injuries in regard to hamstring and calf. And the hamstring injury was significant. He's lost a little bit of stuff around the middle as well, which is good. And so we're going to bring Kirtley in next week just to cast an eye over him, so he'll come in and train a bit with us, and a chance for our medics and S&C boys to cast their eye over him and get an idea of when we think he's going to be ready for test level. Ideally, playing some club footy would have been great this weekend, but his club's already out.
Last couple, please, guys.
Dave, what were your kind of feelings and your thoughts in the couple of days after what happened in that second test? Like, how did you kind of reflect on that, considering the size of the scoreline and the performance?
It was a frustrating day, and the boys are pretty embarrassed because, we talk a lot about, respect being there daily, and the character that we showed the week before under difficult circumstances was massive for us, and so to not back that up, massively disappointing. Look at this level, we gift wrapped a few tries for the Argentinians, and we butchered a number down the other end of the field, and we counted 6 clear scoring opportunities that Obviously, James got over the line. It was denied, but Geordie being stripped over the line, line break and Fraser picking, rather than all we do is send that ball and the rest of their team's offside. Jed Holloway down the sideline and threw a pass over the top of Whitey's head. He had a free run in. So, there were 6 clear scoring opportunities, and so we've got to be better. We've got to make sure that we convert. And then, as we talked about, we just gave them some real soft ones. A couple in behind, which, we go into halftime 26-10 down. But really, we've had more than enough opportunities to probably be up by the same scoreline. So, hugely disappointing way to finish, conceding a couple of tries in the last couple of minutes. But we just got to be better. People wanted to talk about who's missing, but we had a good enough side on the field to win that. And, we've certainly got to perform better regardless of who's in the jersey. So, it was tough viewing on the plane on the way home, put it that way.
Do you ever get angry at the players? Do you, does the voice go up? Does the Fergie hairdryer come out? Like, are you pretty solid win, lose, or a loss like that?
Oh, no, I think the emotion's got to fit the situation. So they got a little bit at halftime and they got a fair bit after the game. But I think it all needs to be measured. So, as we've talked about, we've got a responsibility to the country, and it wasn't good enough.
So sorry, just one more on that. Do you feel like your message is getting through and landing with them?
Well, I guess you could query that, couldn't you? We've got a good bunch of men. They're certainly working hard, but you got to show that on Saturdays. And we play good rugby at times during the England series, but you got to win big moments. And so like I said, last weekend was way under par, not good enough. We get a chance to respond against the world champions in a week or so.
Last one, please, guys.
Hey, you've got a good record against, the Wallabies have got a good record against the Springboks. You too, actually, 2 from 2. How important is this one? It's almost a year out from the World Cup. You'll be picking your squad in a year's time. Just how important is it, particularly given Australians need to be reminded that rugby is played in this country?
Yeah. Look, we know it's massive. Look at the Springbok side, very, very strong. They're almost at full strength, and they'll be grumpy after their second test loss to the All Blacks. So we're well aware of what's coming. I think based on last year's couple of wins, that'll only create a bit more edge for the Springboks. So we're going to have to be at our best, no doubt, and it's a massive series for us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Thanks, Dave. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.